Morning gang, Mark LeBlanc here at the Alley Cat Workshop. I got a real simple project for you today. Here's our pepper mill, and we have a corresponding salt mill. And what I did yesterday is I turned a quick bowl to collect the residue salt and pepper instead of putting that on our counter. It's a real simple project. The one big distinction, and here's the blank that I'll be using, is that this is an end grain bowl. What I mean by that is that the grain of the wood is running parallel to the bed of the lathe. So here goes. Here's end grain exposed all over the place, and I'm going to be cutting a bowl about through this line here, or this thickness here. And I'm going to have to dig up this this end in order to create the bowl effect. So stick around. Pretty easy project, lots of fun, and actually pretty useful. Management really likes it.
There are two challenges with this project. I already mentioned the first one. It's an end grain bowl. The second is that I want both the salt and the pepper caddies to be of similar shape and size. I just use my calipers to transfer the size of the first caddy onto my blank. Problem solved.
Now before I get started on my turning, let me introduce you to my new friend. So a couple of months ago I built a cabinet for my drill press, and the plans came from Fix It Build That. And so what I did is I took those same plans and made them wider so that I could put my bench grinder on top. Built the same 5 drawers. Obviously the drawers are wider as well than the original plans, but what's more important is I put this platform on the side where I can hang up all my gouges, all my parting tools, all my turning tools in one spot. Now there are some different size holes based on the different sizes of my tools, but it's all there. What this has enabled me to do is to have a one-stop shop for everything that I have for turning. Example, first drawer is a miscellaneous of a bunch of different turning tools, including the wax and measuring equipment. Second drawer, all of my chucks. Third drawer, equipment that I need for not grinding, but sharpening my tools. Fourth drawer, everything I have for pencil turning. And the bottom one is a miscellaneous of different things that just didn't fit or didn't go anywhere else. Bottom line is I have a little caddy for all my turning stuff that's sitting right next to the bench, right next to the lathe. It's a great addition.
I started my turning by reducing the blank close to its final diameter using my parting tool. Once I had one point with the proper depth, I transferred that setting to the remaining blank. In order to facilitate the turning of the bottom of the bowl, I also did some relief cuts and then used my skew to properly define the bottom. I also used my skew to add decorative lines on the outside of the bowl. The bowl with one line will be for salt, 2 for the pepper mill. I also used a sample melamine countertop to burn these lines into the wood. And if you haven't done so yet, I'd appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel. You know the drill. Thanks. Now that the outside of the bowl is done, it's time to focus on digging up the core. So I started that operation with a Forstner bit and my Jacob's chuck. Most of the work here was done with my Easy Wood carbide scraper. The fact that it's an end grain bowl means that you need to concentrate on starting from the center and moving the tool towards the edge. That way, you are mostly doing supported cuts. Hey, there's a light on the lathe. What a concept. Periodically, I would check for depth, comparing with the previously completed bowl. Finally, time for some sanding. I really like these sanding pads that you find in the painting section of hardware stores. They're comfortable to use and the foam padding is very forgiving. For the inside of the bowl, I could not use the padded sanding blocks. I used sanding strips going from 180, 220, 300, and then 400 grit. And I used some of the shavings just to burnish the outside of the bowl. For a finish, I kept things real simple. I used beeswax. I applied a generous coat outside and inside the bowl, and then buffed the finish using the same blue cloth towel. The bowl is almost done at this point. I used my parting tool to clear up most of the waste and separate the bowl from the blank. And I finished the cut with my pull saw. I then turned to my disc sander to clean up the bottom and applied a coat of beeswax on the said bottom. Overall, a simple project. Took about an hour from start to finish and management really loves it. Thanks for watching.